are these people?
Go to my website.
And at that website, there's also merch. So there's a button to pick up an INN t-shirt.
Buy my merch right quick.
Oh, check out that merch. Check it out. Oh, Reef's wearing a beanie. Look at that. Oh, he's heating up his dab rig right now. So yes, you can get an INN beanie over at the merch store too. You go to indienewsnow.com, click on the merch store, and you can pick up one for yourself. I did want to cover this story by my friend, the Dissident. And the Dissident, again, is a co-founder of INN. And he's one of the original people that Reef and I turned to with the original idea of having writers write original stories that we then cover on our network that really nobody else is talking about because they're network exclusives, and showcasing those writers and kind of an ecosystem that supports the live streams with original articles. And it hasn't quite worked out that way, although the Dissident has been writing some incredible stuff the last year or so, since he came back from a 2-year break. And he's been really on it this week. So I wanted to bring a few of his articles with some supporting stuff behind it, and talking about that. So one of the big stories that happened last week, and it happened as we were going live, I think, or the day before we went live. I already had the rundown set for the show, but that 31 journalists were murdered in Yemen by Israel. And we know that Israel loves murdering journalists. Israel loves murdering healthcare workers, anyone that could possibly support an infrastructure that might oppose what they're doing in stealing the land and murdering others. So what do they have to do? They have to kill those people. So what the Dissident writes is that during Israel's recent bombing of Yemen's capital, Sana'a, they committed the single most deadly massacre of journalists in history, a story that went completely ignored in mainstream corporate-controlled media. Press TV's Yusuf Ramazani reports that last Wednesday, Israel targeted the Al Yaman and 26 September newspapers based in Sana'a. As Ramazani notes, quote, a total of 58 people were killed in that attack, including 32 journalists and media professionals, making it the single deadliest attack on journalists ever recorded. Among the martyrs were well-known reporters. And here is a list of 30 journalists and media figures killed in the strike. Okay, I'm not going to list all the names, but they're here. And it's a damn shame that they were all murdered. Journalism is not a crime. Journalism should not be a death sentence. All right. As antiwar.com reported. Indie Media Award honoree antiwar.com. Quote, the Yemeni Journalists Union said that it strongly condemns this heinous war crime committed by the brutal Israeli aggression on Wednesday, September 10th, through its direct targeting of the offices of 26 September newspaper and Al Yemen newspaper in the capital. Something else happened on September 10th. Remember that? Another big thing that everybody in our country is distracted with and yelling at each other about still. The Forum of Palestinian Journalists also condemned the massacre, writing, quote, Forum of Palestinian Journalists vehemently condemned the Israeli occupation army's bombing of the headquarters of 2 Yemeni newspapers, which resulted in the death and injury of many journalists and civilians. Yep. That's weird.
We're fucked.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Sean. All right. The press release noted that the forum connected the bombing of the Yemeni press with the systematic targeting of Palestinian journalists in Gaza, stressing that Israel is implementing a unified policy against Arab media to, quote, erase the truth, or to set the narrative, both. 26 September put out an article saying that they were targeted for reporting on the genocide in Gaza. All right. The paper compared Israel's bombing of Yemen to the genocide in Gaza. Right. The IDF has admitted to striking the newspaper headquarters, accusing them of being, quote, the headquarters of the Houthis propaganda division. the resistance militia group, which has fought against the Israeli genocide in Gaza in solidarity with the Palestinians. They've done more to support Palestinians than just about anyone. Israel's targeting and killing of journalists in Yemen is part of its broader assault on 6 countries. Because along with its bombing of Yemen, this just last week, okay, Israel had bombed Qatar at Doha in a strike targeting Hamas negotiators to stop that ceasefire agreement possibly from happening in Gaza. All right. They continued their genocidal assault on Gaza, killing 150 people and injuring another 540 since Monday. That was again last week. They bombed the Bekaa and Hermel districts in eastern Lebanon and carried out another drone strike near Beirut in violation of their ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah. Because ceasefire just means that you stop, not that Israel has to. They bombed several sites in Syria, including a Syrian Air Force base in Homs and a military barracks near Latakia, in order to weaken the Syrian military and expand territory further into the Israeli occupied Golan Heights. And they also bombed...
And now, international news from Al Jazeera.
Car bombing in Syria, yeah. 37 people killed, ooh, the people are dead.
I wish that wasn't like more the reality than Al Jazeera just declared. But they also bombed the flotilla ship. You're still muted, I think, by the way.
You're muted.
Bombed the global Samud flotilla's ship while docked in Tunisia, which was another act of war on Tunisia. It also was an act of war on the United Kingdom, technically, because there was a British flagged ship that was attacked. This doesn't even include Israel's raid and mass detention of thousands of Palestinian civilians in the West Bank. Yes, I speak it.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Sorry, I do. I say the same to me all the time.
Along with the 270 journalists targeted and killed in Gaza by Israel, they now have killed at least 30 journalists in Yemen while carrying out acts of war against 6 countries, all to continue the genocide and ethnic cleansing of Gaza and expand the Greater Israel Project. Fuck Israel.
Yep.
Also, they murdered Reuters journalists in southern Lebanon a while back. So there's the count is just higher than anyone's ever attacked journalists.
Yep.
And again, Jason Hickel confirming absolutely wild that Israel targeted and massacred 31 journalists and media staff in Yemen. Second deadliest attack on journalists ever recorded. Not the deadliest, but apparently the second. And the Israel regime is built on war crimes. Totally agree. Now, because of that, we're certainly not going to be remonetized. I was going to ask people that if you're able to and have means, please support the stream. Okay. The ways to do that are a Cash App, $ Indie News Network, at co-fi.com/Indie News Network. You got paypal.me/Indie News Network. Got IndieNewsNow.com. We're actually live over there now. We still host over there. We self-host. And then we've got the Substacks, INNewsletter.com, where we're going to be live later on tonight for boats smashing into other boats. And we're live right now at IndieMediaToday.com, where actually you see the newest name on the board. Darren Sweeney became a paid annual subscriber over at IndieMediaToday.com today. So thank you, Darren. I was able to get that up on the slide before we went live. And we really appreciate all the support to help us fund the media you want to see, pay our bills. We just got hit with a Canva bill last week. That was close to $300. We've got the Restream bill for almost $700 coming up later on this year. Zoom bill. And then there's the monthly subscriptions that we have. And again, this is what we need to do to be able to create content and make good shows. And, you know, Reef and Colin had a theme song made earlier, an all new looking creative, and that cost us a little bit, and we're helping Angel fund a laptop. And we also, hopefully, once we get that all paid, I'd like to do some mutual aid in the fourth quarter of this year. That would be really nice to be able to do. Love you all. Thank you for hanging out. Support independent media because we need it more than ever. We'll see you soon, fam. No! We just fucking lost the stream!
I guess this isn't such an awful place. It's not